The room smelled faintly of roses and heartbreak. Maya sat on the edge of the bed, her fingers clutching the hem of her silk nightgown. The scarlet fabric hugged her body softly, the way Ayan used to once. Now it was just fabric, cold, silent, unfeeling. He hadn't come home last night, again. She glanced at the clock, 2:37 a.m. The digital numbers glowed like little red daggers in the dark. A few months ago, this very room had echoed with laughter, whispers, and the gentle sound of kisses stolen between long conversations. Ayan's hands had known every inch of her. He used to worship her skin like a devotee lost in prayer. But now, even his scent was fading from the sheets. Maya stood up slowly, her bare feet brushing the warm marble floor. She walked to the mirror and stared at herself. Her soft, dusky skin glowed under the moonlight, her thick hair falling like a waterfall down her back. She was not just beautiful, she was captivating. So, what had changed? She knew the answer. Her name was Sana. Younger, louder, bolder, a coworker from Ayan's office, with long legs and a wicked smile. Maya had caught a glimpse of her once, in Ayan's gallery, in a photo he forgot to delete. Sana was sitting on Ayan's lap, her mouth close to his neck, her lips parted slightly like a promise. Maya hadn't cried. She had stared at the image for 5 long minutes, her heart breaking with surgical precision. Tonight was the final straw. She knew he wasn't coming back. The next morning, Maya sat across from Ayan at the breakfast table. He had finally returned, reeking of expensive perfume that wasn't hers. "Did you enjoy your night?" she asked, her voice calm like poisoned honey. Ayan looked up, startled. "What's that supposed to mean?" "You weren't home," she replied, sipping her coffee. "I assumed you had better company." He didn't deny it. He didn't need to. "I think we should stop pretending," he said flatly. "This isn't working." Her throat tightened, but she didn't let it show. "You've made your choice, then?" she asked. "Sana makes me feel alive, Maya. With you, it's just routine." Routine? Was love supposed to be a carnival every day? Maya looked at the man she had given everything to, her youth, her passion, her soul, and saw a stranger. "Then go," she said, standing. "But remember this night, Ayan, because someday, when the lights dim and she gets tired of you, you'll remember me, and you'll regret it." He scoffed. "You'll survive." And he walked out of the door without looking back. Weeks passed. Maya's days became quiet. She threw herself into her work, interior designing, and her nights into wine and solitude. But something inside her was changing. She started wearing red lipstick again. She changed the curtains, threw out his things, and repainted the bedroom in deep emerald green. One day, she saw herself in the mirror, hair curled, a crimson sari draped tightly around her curves, her eyes lined with kohl, and smiled. She had found herself again. She had been fire once. She was becoming fire again. It was at a party that she saw him. Ayan! He was standing with Sana, his arm loosely wrapped around her waist. But his eyes weren't on her. They were on Maya, because Maya walked in with another man. Arman. He was tall, broad-shouldered, and had that kind of smile that made women blush. His hand found the small of Maya's back like it belonged there. Ayan's face stiffened. "Isn't that your ex?" Sana whispered, following his gaze. Ayan nodded silently. Maya walked past them without flinching, but her eyes brushed against Ayan's. She saw the flicker there, the hesitation, the regret. But it was too late. That night, Armin drove her home. "You didn't tell me your ex looked like he just swallowed a lemon," he joked as they reached her gate. She laughed. "Let him choke. It's karma's appetizer." He grinned. "You're dangerous." She leaned closer, her fingers brushing his jaw. You have no idea. Their lips met, a slow, exploring kiss, filled with hunger and warmth. He pulled her close, his hand sliding into her hair, deepening the kiss. For the first time in months, her heart raced, not from pain, but from desire. She pulled back, breathless. Come in? His eyes darkened with need. You sure? She nodded. Inside, they moved like magnets. His shirt came off first. She traced the ridges of his muscles with her fingers, then her lips. He moaned softly as her hands explored him. God, you're beautiful, he whispered, kissing her shoulder. Maya melted under his touch, his kisses trailing down her neck to her chest. She let herself feel again. The bed welcomed them as they collapsed into it, bodies tangled, souls reborn. It wasn't just sex, it was reclaiming. After, they lay wrapped in sheets, the air heavy with warmth and breath. Was it too soon? She asked softly. Armin kissed her forehead. It felt right. And it did. Meanwhile, Ayan's life wasn't the fantasy he had imagined. Sana was wild, yes, but wild turned into reckless. She flirted with other men openly. She started coming home late. She didn't cook, didn't clean, didn't care. And she didn't love him. Not like Maya did. Ayan missed the little things. Maya's soft humming in the morning, the way she ran her fingers through his hair when he was stressed, the way she lit candles during storms to calm his nerves. One evening, Sana threw a plate during a fight. You're boring, she screamed. You used to be fun. I left everything for you, he yelled back. Well, maybe you made the wrong choice. He did. He knew it. And it burned. One night, drunk and lonely, Ayan found himself standing outside Maya's house. He watched the lights glowing inside, saw the silhouette of Maya dancing to soft music, her laughter floating in the air like perfume. She looked alive. He knocked. She opened the door, her eyes narrowing. What do you want, Ayan? I made a mistake. She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. You made a choice. Now live with it. Maya, please. A man's voice echoed behind her. Everything all right, babe? Armin appeared shirtless, holding a glass of wine. He slid an arm around Maya's waist and kissed her temple. Ayan's heart shattered. Maya's voice was like velvet dipped in ice. This is Armin. He loves me like you never did. Ayan's voice cracked. I still love you. You loved my body, she replied, stepping closer. But you didn't love my soul. He does. That's the difference. She shut the door slowly. Ayan stood in the cold, the echo of her words repeating like a curse. Inside, Armin wrapped his arms around her. Are you okay? He whispered. Maya nodded. Her lips trembled slightly. It's over now. She leaned into him, feeling warmth, feeling love. Real love. For the first time, she was not the one hurting. 2 months had passed since Ayan stood on Maya's doorstep like a man begging for scraps of the past. And now he was living alone. Sana had left him after a blazing fight one night, throwing his clothes out of the apartment and slapping him in front of a crowd. She called him a boring mistake, saying she only ever wanted a thrill, not a commitment. He had traded gold for glitter, and now even the glitter had blown away in the wind. Ayan's nights became quiet, too quiet. No laughter, no scent of jasmine in the sheets, no late-night talks or warm cuddles after lovemaking. He had burned the bridge he once called home. Maya's name became a bruise in his chest. Every time he picked up his phone, her number stared at him. But he never had the courage to call again. He knew he didn't deserve her. But Maya? She had blossomed. Maya and Armin's relationship had deepened into something rare, something real. They were more than lovers now. They were partners, co-creators of a new life, passionate in love and playful in spirit. Every morning began with whispered kisses and long embraces. Armin made breakfast in his boxers, while Maya sat on the kitchen counter, running her fingers through his messy hair. He respected her past, never judged her pain. He made her feel cherished, desired, worshipped, not just in bed, but in every touch, every word. One rainy evening, Armin traced a line down her spine as they lay together under warm sheets. "Does it still hurt?" he asked softly, his lips brushing her shoulder. "Only when I look back," she whispered. "Then don't," he said. "Look at me instead." She turned to him, her eyes brimming. "I'm not perfect," she murmured. Armin cupped her cheek. "You're real, and that's more than I could ever ask for." They kissed again, slow and soulful. Her body pressed against his, legs tangled, hearts sinking. Their love wasn't built on promises. It was built on presence. But fate had one last twist to deliver. Maya received an invitation, her cousin's wedding, and Ayan was on the guest list. At first, she hesitated. Armin looked at her as she held the card, unsure. "You want to skip it?" She shook her head. "Number I want him to see." So they went. Maya wore a deep maroon sari, her blouse backless, her figure draped like art. Her long hair was braided with tiny jasmine buds. Arman wore a tailored black suit, sharp and regal beside her. When they entered the venue, heads turned, and Ayan froze. He was standing by the buffet, a glass of whiskey in hand, when he saw them. Maya's laugh reached him before she did. She hadn't just moved on, she had risen. His heart twisted. She looked ethereal, glowing, a goddess reborn. And the way Armin held her waist, kissed her knuckles, whispered in her ear, it was everything Ayan never did, everything Maya had begged for once, and now it wasn't his to give. Later, Ayan caught her alone near the garden. "Maya," he called out. She turned slowly. "You again?" "I just wanted to say I'm sorry for everything." Her smile was soft but sad. "Sorry doesn't heal scars, Ayan." "I was blind," he said. "I didn't realize what I had." "You did," she said, voice steady. "You just didn't value it," he swallowed. "Do you hate me?" She looked up at the stars. "Number hating you would mean I still carry you inside me." "I don't. I've made peace." Silence stretched between them. "I'm happy for you," he whispered. She nodded. "That's what karma is, Ayan. You broke me, but I built myself stronger. And you lost someone who loved you deeply. That's your karma." A tear slipped down his cheek. She didn't offer comfort. She simply walked away. Back to Armin. Back to her new world. That night, under fairy lights and slow music, Armin pulled her into his arms on the dance floor. "You okay?" he asked gently. She nodded. "I feel free." He kissed her slowly, deeply, right there in front of everyone. Ian watched from a distance, and that's how karma worked. He had left her for another woman, but karma brought her a man who never wanted to leave, and gave him a lifetime to regret it. The end.